Okay, moving to item number 12, which is about the big screen LED video walls contracts. Will, we got Will somewhere? Will not here? We had him all morning.
We did have Will this morning. Got to this a little quicker than I had anticipated.
Okay, no, I can move the agenda. Okay, we'll move the agenda and we'll come back to item number 12 when Will's with us. He was with us all morning, and we'll go to item number 13. So I'll go around the room, starting over here with Councillor Gathergood as to meeting dates for September 2010. Councillor Gathergood, have you got any more input into it than that?
Just that the Mangakino Pouakani subcommittee may not start at 1:30, it may be a little later than 1:30, but you'll be notified.
Okay, so Councillor Hickling, myself, will be notified, or you can notify everybody anyway, but yeah, okay, still to be confirmed, the start time. Okay,
start time
that's fine.
Confirmed. Thank you.
Well, if it's a Wednesday, it will allow Councillor Hickling to have his golf in the morning.
That's right.
3 o'clock.
Councillor Welch?
No, nothing, thank you.
I think Councillor Hagen?
Just the fact that tomorrow, the 1st of September at 11:30, there's the TKMP workshop on the giant chess with a presentation by Mr. John Lindemann.
Okay, Councillor Hickling? Nothing? Councillor Blythe?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Councillor Ormsby?
It's not to do with the actual meetings, Your Worship. It's a query of Mr. Green. How are we getting on with our red line version or the new version? Mr. Green, are we going to get that out shortly so we can read it before next Wednesday? Oh, thank you very much.
Great stuff.
I wasn't there this morning when I came in.
He got you. He did it while you're having lunch. Okay. Councillor Dunnard?
No.
You've got a Rugby World Cup one though, haven't you? Mangakino, is that listed here? It's not listed here. You've got a Mangakino Rugby World Cup 2011. What's that date?
6th. Monday the 6th.
What time?
Monday 6th at Mangakino. Okay,
What
cool.
time?
What is the time for that, Councillor Dunnard? In the Mangakino boardroom?
9:30 till 12.
How many? 9:30 till 12. Is that all right?
Very late.
Is that all right with you? You're the chair of it.
It came up on my little screen.
Yeah, it was 9:30.
Okay, well, if there's any, when we leave the meeting, if there's any reason why it shouldn't be, just let everybody know via computers or something.
So who did that email come from?
This is point in time.
Marley is away sick, so
It was given out with this agenda, I'm sure. Well,
No, it was on the screen here, but I don't know who put it there, sorry.
yeah, I'm just interested because I thought it was that one.
Okay, well, you're the chair, but if you could just confirm with everybody that it's 9:30 or whatever the time is for that Monday, particularly ones on the committee and the others might be interested anyway, so that's cool. That's great. Councillor Kroswowski?
I'm hoping to have a final TAA meeting in the second half of next month, but I'm having some challenges getting hold of our chairman. But as I noted in my minutes of the last meeting is that it would be quite useful to finish off and sign off on some of the outstanding items before the new triennium and our new potential committee takes over.
Yeah, okay. Well, we need to work together on that because it's got to be done before the end of September for sure. Okay, thank you for that. Councillor McCowie?
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Kabar? Okay, we've got a suggested resolution of a mover, Councillor Ufagan.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, just there is one other meeting that's not on there, and that's Monday the 6th of September at 10:30 a.m. It's the 2020 Taupo District Joint Management Group meeting with up at the EW offices in Taupo.
How does that affect that rugby world? It's not that's a crossover date, so that's not going to matter though, is it? Different people?
Who knows? This particular meeting, the 2020 Taupo District one, has been set for a very long time.
No problem?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't. It's different things.
Okay, so and the other ones, so there's not a problem, that's a crossover, not a problem. So that's a mover for the minute dates as Councillor Ufagan. A second, Councillor.
And just before you put it, Mr. Chairman, there is another Taupo race meeting on Wednesday the 8th. Unfortunately, it coincides with another meeting here in Council.
Oh, I don't like the promoting of gambling. Bad. Okay, all in favour? All in favour?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now we're moving to item number 14 because we're still waiting for Will and that. Oh, Will got it. Oh, he's up there. Okay, we'll go back to item number 12, Will. We did get a little bit ahead of time and that's unusual. I think webcams must be working. So you're here to tell us all about big screen LED video walls contract. Item number 12. Will, the floor is yours.
Okay, so first of all, I'll take the item as read. I'd just like to point out a couple of key things. So this is following on from a workshop we ran in March. We're going to actually go away and work with another operator with regards to the sector management agreement. We've been working very closely with ADP. We've come up with some terms favourable by ADP and Council. You see the terms here in terms of financials, we're looking at a percentage agreement, so 20%, 30%, 40% over 3 years. The length, we're looking at a 3 year with a 2 year renewal, and we've also negotiated a rate for council use, and so that will reduce the temporary work up function along with the time use that.
Okay, well, good. No, very good work. I personally have had some feedback from AVP and what have you, and I think everybody that was affected by us going into this and purchasing these two screens, it seems to be to me that everybody's very comfortable about what's been worked out here. So I'll open the floor up for questions or comments from anybody that may have some. Councillor Koswatski?
Just reconfirm for me, please, what the life expectancies of those particular screens?
Around about 100,000 hours, so I think it's about 10 years, and they were operational for 24 hours a day over those 10 years.
Thank you.
So if they were left going full bore, they'd go for 10 years,
Yep.
or 100,000 hours on and off. Long life, haven't they? Councillor Downard?
I'd like to move the suggested resolution.
Okay, Councillor Downard moved, and... Okay, and I'll carry on with questions. Councillor Blythe, and a question? A question from Councillor Hickling, seconded with Councillor Blythe.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to pick it up. So I read this a couple of days ago. You talk about additional purchases for replacements or possible maintenance. Could you enlighten us on how much that has cost? Because we've got the screens, which was close to 200,000, I think.
Yep.
And now we've got another 95,000 going in the mix from existing events budgets.
Yep.
So what is the total cost to us now to get these things operational and being able to be set up in different venues?
Right, so to go back to when I first purchased, obviously I wasn't involved in that, but I think off the top of my head it's 174k screen just. In addition to this so the 95,000, that includes spare parts, so I think we've got an extra 4 panels, so if the panels go bung we can replace them. We've got LED plugs which you can plug in, so it's quite extensive. Also got, to actually make the walls operational, you've got to have trusses which actually hold the screens up. So if you put the walls up now, they will basically go right across that back wall. They're a really big structure. You've got to have motors to lift them up. You need power supplies as well. So there's quite a lot of additional equipment to actually make these things run and using for what you need for.
But we don't know the total cost of all that.
No, that's the total cost there, the 95k.
In the 95k?
Yep.
So,
yep. And we've been working with AVP to ensure that that additional equipment is something that they're happy using, and it's also best in class, so we want to make sure the equipment that is going to last us in the future.
Councillor Fagan?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. How come we didn't all know all about this and what was required and what was necessary? And why did we not have that information when we bought these screens initially?
I obviously can't answer that because I was
Can anybody?
For a start,
I thought we'd budgeted enough that was, I can't remember verbatim, but the discussion that I remember in here was about 250,000 in total. So what are we actually up to? It was 170 for the screens or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, 260.
Hmm?
Which is what I presume was that 260?
Your Worship, there are the video, the big screens, but there's also the projection and some of the computerised equipment that which needs to be used to put the images onto the screens.
I understand that, but as I understand we're talking here at the moment, and rightfully so raised by Councillor Uvhagen, is the total package to make them work, to have them up on the side of buildings, mounted on brackets and things that make them go whiz bang and you can watch them, and things that make sounds come out so you can hear them. The total package is around about $250,000, as I understood that we'd agreed on. And that's what it's come to, isn't it?
Yes,
Like, I understand a car needs a motor to make it go, so the complete package is $250. And this is the contract that we had concerns as a council that we weren't treading on private people's toes, because remember how all this started, that to have 2 fan zones in Taupo and part of hosting 3 teams, 2 fan zones, we had to hire the sets from somewhere else, and the hireage was over $200,000. So we were prudent business people and we decided to purchase, so we had them for 10 years going forward for all our other events such as Ironmans and cycle challenges, whatever. Councillor Hickling?
So, Alan, when this was presented to us, I think we was all of the opinion that this asset would go into its own cost centre, and so that we were able to repay that asset from the hireage of the screens. So are we saying that the total cost of this project is 270? So that's the total asset, and as and when we get bookings and events, that'll offset the 20% will offset the capital outlay.
Based on the proposed arrangement of 20%, 30%, 40%, and the projected usage of the screens, we are reasonably confident that we will recover the costs over 3 to 5 years.
As I understand it, just to help with the councillors here, the moment we've agreed to this by passing it, AVP become the contractors to, and they start advertising it all around New Zealand, and it can go to the Hamilton Street races, it can go here, there or anywhere to be used, and we start getting our income off it. So that's what this is about, is that right?
And if I can add to it...
My real concern is that we want to be transparent over this contract and this project, so we need to keep it separate as a total cost centre so that we get a report. I mean, I don't know when these things are being booked and used. Have they been used so far? I don't know.
We've got no contract. We're going to put a contract out if we agree to this today. I think the first time they're going to be used is the 1 year party, if I've heard right. Is that right?
Yeah. If I can comment, we have this asset. We either let it sit there and do nothing, or we enter into a contract with a third party to operate it on our behalf such that we get the income to cover our original investment. Whether the investment's right or wrong is irrelevant. This is where we are today. We have an asset. We need to make use of it going forward.
Sorry, Councillor Kraswowski?
I just want to make sure I'm quite happy with what I see here, but I want to make absolutely certain that when the contract is written, that we ensure that our Rugby World Cup obligations are fully mitigated, shall I say, and that the need in order to have the LED screens for the World Rugby Cup are fully met under the contract.
So it had a mover in Councillor Downard before. I think it was seconded by Councillor Blythe.
It was.
Still taking any discussions, questions, clarifications anybody wants. And Will, you need clarifying?
No, just read the chair response to the question about Rugby World Cup. Without the internet, we've got booked in place by the moment. We'll continue to
So just for my benefit and the other councillors, who in council employee is actually working hand in glove, so to speak, with AVP Mr Clapperton. Would that be who?
So I've been negotiating with contractors.
Okay, so once the contract's signed and it's done and we're comfortable with that, who works with Mr Clapperton in the council? Is it Warwick Hall or is it you?
Myself and Warwick and Joe Lindsay and
Okay. Okay, thank you. Any more discussion, questions or anything? Councillor Dano?
I'd just like to add on with these screens too that they are getting used district-wide. We, through the Rugby World Cup, we're looking at Turangi and Mangakino as well. But not only just the Rugby World Cup, the opportunity for district-wide with these screens includes outside the Rugby World Cup.
Yep, that's certainly a district-wide asset, so that's well put, well and received. So another question comes through, Buchan?
Yeah, I guess I just have to make the comment, though, where you quote, it says on the top of page 12, bar 1, that a fee would have to be negotiated, but it would be significantly cheaper than the commercial rate of $5,000 per day. So if you're looking at your capital investment, then I just have to make the comment that I think that it probably would have been cheaper to have spent $5,000 a day for those few occasions we would need it than to fork out with $70,000 odd in capital expenditure and then still have to pay to be able to use them. I'm simply stating now that I have this information in front of me. It has nothing to do with what has gone before. It is questioning what's happening now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of confusion here. For Rugby World Cup, we had to pay XYZ dollars. On a normal day-to-day basis, you can get them for about $5. It's called extortion by the rental car companies. Not cars, I apologise if any rental car companies listening. To the rental companies that we contacted for Rugby World Cup, was approximately to rent them for the 6-week period what we ended up buying them for. But on a day-to-day basis, a day like we run Wattle Cycle Challenge or Ironman or something, a completely different rate. Yeah, so a little bit of confusion there, I feel.
Well, not confusion, it's just simply not put in here. So
yeah, okay.
I'm commenting on what I have in front of me.
Councillor McCowan?
Just coming back to page 12, it's very clear the basis on which the negotiated lease or arrangement contract with Audiovisual People Limited is done, but is there any requirement for them to produce an annual business plan, an annual marketing plan, for example? Should that not be part and parcel of this arrangement? I certainly wouldn't if I'd put $270,000 of my own money into a particular asset and then arrange for a contract for someone else to use it. I would require, as part of that contract, both a business plan and a marketing plan. I'm very aware of all of those things, but this is a very significant asset, and I'm looking for some solid business practice as distinct from local government practice associated with this contract. And I think that's important. I just wondered if anybody else believes that is necessary part of the contract. I think the owner of the asset surely has a right to know the business plan and the marketing plan for the year.
Mr.
As Mr Samuel commented on, there will be the regular monthly meetings. In regards to those, we will be looking at what the future bookings are, because we need to be able to forecast our future revenue streams as well. So I think it's going to be very much on a day-to-day operation, more of a joint venture, even though it's a management contract, because we need to have a degree of comfort that we are going to get and be able to budget for the level of return that we require.
Okay, and just one further question. Who is responsible for the cost of the marketing of this asset?
It's in the contract, is it? Or will be in the contract when it gets drawn.
This is a management contract for me to manage the screens. That they have a.
So the answer to the question is AVP pay for the. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
This is a significant existing business. That the screens have at the moment. So it's a full business. It's a large part of the business. And they're already getting a huge amount of interest from other regions and other events using the screen. Okay. So
the answer to the question is they're paying. Okay. Councillor
Thank you.
Megan, did you hand up?
Yes, I did. At the top of page 12, bar 2, under insurance, it says appropriate cover will be obtained. So by whom? Who's going to be responsible for the costs of insurance? And what will that be for?
So there's a couple of aspects to insurance. The first one is regarding public liability insurance. That will be the responsibility of ABP Limited. The remaining bits of insurance will be in relation to the actual infrastructure asset itself. And we're just seeking clarification from our insurance company as to whether or not that will be our insurance for ABP. So that's just
Okay. Any further questions? We had a move. We had Councillor Downer. We had seconded by Councillor Blythe. All those in favour? So carried. Thank you very much, Will. Much appreciated.